If you're looking to book a space on campus, you'll have to navigate to Ad Astra, which you can access through MyNU. And once signed in, you click on the Ad Astra app from the icons here. Your login credentials are your same past username and password as you use for MyNU. Now, there are several different ways you can go about booking a space on campus, but I find the easiest way is to navigate to calendars and then navigate to scheduling grids. If you have a particular room in mind that you want, it's a good idea to navigate to the date and see if that room is available on that date. Select the date, refresh the results, and use the buttons down here to navigate across to find the room you'd like. So perhaps I'm curious to book Glen 109. I can see when it's already booked for the date that I selected. If the room is available and you're ready to request the space, click on the Request Event field. It's asking you which form to fill out because there are different forms for different events. If it's just like a meeting space in a classroom, you're going to want to go ahead and choose classroom space. You'll notice here that we have some other options though for some of our meeting rooms. So for example, Academic Complex has meeting spaces, so you can choose that one if you'd like. The form that you choose tells you what rooms you're going to be able to book with that particular form. So since I chose Academic Complex, I would only be able to book these particular rooms. So perhaps that's not the form I wanted. I want any room on campus. I could just choose classroom space and say next. Fill out the details with your MyNU information. You do need to give the event a name. You do need to give a required number of participants so they can find the right capacity room sizes for you. And then if you want any of this information posted publicly on the NU website, you can fill in those details. So the meeting name is required and so is the meeting type. If it's just a meeting in a classroom, you can go ahead and select meeting. Give it some attendance. And then if it's just a single meeting, you'll stay under the single meeting tab. Pick the date you want, and then pick the times you want, and go ahead and say create. You can confirm that the dates are correct. It's the date that you want and the times that you want. Check that box, and then go ahead and say request rooms. This will bring up a list of all the rooms that are available for you. So you can look and see if the one that you wanted was there. Once you find the room that you maybe want, you can go ahead and click on it to request it and say okay. Once it's selected, you can scroll over and you can see that it's chosen the room that I selected there. Everything looks okay. I can go ahead and click Submit Request. I'm not actually going to do that because I don't need this particular room and I don't want to take it away from somebody else. You'll get an email confirmation that it's been requested, and then you'll get an email confirmation once it's been approved as well. If you wanted to book a recurring meeting, you can go ahead and click the Recurring tab. Again, put in your date and time. Do you want it to recur daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly? Probably weekly. I don't see too many things happening daily. Pick the dates that you want it to recur on. When do you want it to start? And then when do you want it to end? You can also just choose it to end after how many occurrences. So maybe it's just like you need it twice. Go ahead and say create. Check the box and then say request rooms. It'll show you all the ones that are requested available for all of them. So I just picked two, but you can see like Glen 210 here, for example, was available for one of them, but not the next one. So I could choose a different room if I wanted. So I can click on it to request it, say okay. Fills it in here. And then I could go ahead and say submit request if I wanted to. So you can put in multiple requests on the same form. Once you've successfully submitted your request, you'll get an email that looks like this with an attachment showing that what rooms you requested and at what times. And then once it's approved, you'll get a second email that looks like this that has the word approved in the subject line, and you'll know that the space is being reserved for you. It is important to pay attention to which form you fill out when you are requesting space on campus because different rooms have different forms. For example, Biz Grove is one of our most popular spaces, the boardroom and 350, 351, the conferencing room. Because they are so popular, they have their own particular event request form. And the reason why is because there's different configurations for the tables and if you're going to require catering through METs, things like that, this form will collect more details about your event to share with the scheduler. So if you're not seeing the rooms that you want available, even though you've already looked and you can see that there's nothing already booked in there, but you're like, why isn't Bizgrove 350 or 250 coming up on a list? It's probably because you selected the wrong form from that first drop-down menu.